holy way to erase the lesbians, Batman. Did I say that right? Holy way to erase lesbians, Batman. Feminists are just misogynists. I'm going to use their buzzwords. Do a drinking game. Every time they use a buzzword, take a shot.
I don't know if my tummy can handle it.
No, I know. I was kidding. I'm kidding. No. Question. Why do people who don't know how to define a woman, who are some sort of non-binary, whatever the God's name it is, are either fat, ugly, or both? This is my question. I have yet to see a pretty one of these people. I'm still waiting. Don't worry, I'll wait.
You want to leave that in?
Well, I'm just saying these people. These people, I'm not identifying anyone. I'm saying these.
As we watch this, keep in the back of your mind.
These people. Okay, ready? Are you ready?
No.
Me either. This.
At the end of the day, it's taking a look at patriarchal systems and seeing the flaws in those systems and how they negatively impact everyone.
Define woman. Go, please.
Ariel, coming in hot. Tell me what a woman is. That's the Italian. See, we grew up with Italian great-grandmothers and grandmothers who were tiny but fierce.
If you don't watch, because I know some of you guys just listen, if you don't watch, she throws her hands around here. Nina, she's wow, and then she's like, if you don't know, I came from an Italian family. It's like, oh no, we figured that out. We got you. If you don't know, I came from an Italian family. It's the Italian to me, you know?
One of you.
A person who their internal idea of what they are is a woman.
Terrible definition.
The biggest reason we can't use that as a definition now is because there are so many people who just flip-flop back and forth. Oh, you got arrested? Put me down as a woman because I don't want to go to a man's prison. So many people switch back and forth.
From a lesbian, that destroys the very concept of our sexual orientation, just saying that it's an idea.
Why?
Why? Because you can't be connected and sexually attracted to somebody's brain.
I think that was a bad example. But why? Why? Would she ask why too?
Like, why? Why does it ruin what a lesbian is? Why does it take away from being a lesbian? I don't think she's completely wrong with the answer that she gave.
Because a lesbian is a sexual identity.
Sexual. Like, based on sex?
Yeah.
Not based on gender identity? If
Nope,
not,
it has everything to do with the sexual parts. That's it.
be a gender identity orientation?
You have to have the sexual parts of a natural, organic, born female.
I thought that was the whole point of sexuality. If you're saying you're straight.
So if you're saying that anyone can be a woman, then you are saying that a lesbian is just a bi chick. You're saying that a lesbian
can date
isn't
anyone.
a lesbian. You're saying that a lesbian could sleep with a man who identifies as a woman.
And they're doing it.
And henceforth, you just erase lesbians. Thanks.
And
Thanks
they're
for that.
doing it. They're out there.
Because they're really good at manipulating your empathy.
And they're
Get a clue!
They're
Manipulated.
They're doing it. They are doing it. There are lesbians, like actual lesbians. You can tell by talking with them. You know that they're gay. And then they're like, well, she seems great. She seems nice. It's like, but she's not going to be what you want in bed. And you guys are going to have so many fights over that. And it's not going to work out well.
Because
she's not
gay.
a lesbian. She's not a lesbian. She's a trans woman who's attracted to women. Sure. Good for you. But that's not a lesbian.
A trans woman saying she's a lesbian is exactly the same as a straight man saying he's a lesbian. It's offensive. And then guess what? These crazy trans people who are saying this, homophobic hats.
I just don't get
And
it.
as much as they want to sling around that word, transphobe, TERF, or whatever, the great thing is it doesn't affect anyone but the person slinging around the slur. It doesn't affect me. You can't say anything to me that I haven't said to myself or had someone else say to me already.
It's true.
Move it along. Ain't gonna affect me. The only one who's expending energy is the person who's upset, which is them. The only thing it's going to do is it's going to entertain me and give me more content.
The sad thing is, like I said, there's a lot of these women out there because women want to be nice. Because that's what gets them far in life, is being nice.
It's to a fault.
And it is to a fault because they truly, truly believe this. Now, like I said, there are these people that really, really believe they are women.
The road to hell was paved with good intentions.
These poor girls are going to go into a situation that they never wanted to go in to begin with.
Like sleeping with a guy.
Like, even like, you
Who
know
says he's a woman.
how many girls just will guiltfully do that?
Oh, yeah, I do. And it fucks with their head the rest of their life.
Because they did that.
Yeah, because they were manipulated by the pack, the group. What happened to being an individual and thinking for yourself? That used to be praised, and now it's hated.
You know, it's really important to include trans women and trans people and gender nonconforming people, which, by the way, I am gender queer myself. I don't actually identify.
I'm so surprised. Oh, guess what, everyone? I'm special. I'm special. I'm special. Hey, I'm special. Did you see? I'm special. Everyone, I'm special.
I just want to ask these people a question.
I'm special.
For everyone who's like gender nonconforming, et cetera, I just want to ask them why. Like, why are you gender nonconforming? Why are you non-binary? The reason I want to ask is because I was super woke at the point when this started happening. Like, I'm not now at all. But I was on the woke side. I was like, yeah, sure, whatever. It doesn't really affect me. But I was very comfortable with the fact that I was a woman. I understand that as a woman you have disadvantages, as a man you have disadvantages. I never wanted to change that. So why do you want to be gender non-binary, non-conforming, whatever that is? Because it's usually for an advantage in life, right? They're trying to change the life they were born into. It's not easy like that. You got to work way harder than that. Saying you're a man isn't going to change how people view you. They don't seem to think that way. They're like, if I say I'm a man now. Even though I got the longest ombre hair that you could ever see, I'm a man. You got anything to add on that?
It's kind of off topic a little bit.
Yeah.
But ever since I was a little girl, I've always been a tomboy. My mom used to get on my ass about this because I loved like black sneakers, you know, jeans, t-shirts. I was rugged. I liked bugs. And I liked action figures and Spider-Man and X-Men. I collect comic books still, like Spawn. Spawn was my favorite, by the way. Still my favorite to this day. But I was very abnormal, the black sheep of my peers in school and my friends
It's cool
and
now.
my family. I was different. You know, it was a tomboy. But if I were to have grown up in this society, the way it is now, they would have been trying to trans me up. No.
Dude, I had all the
They would have
attributes.
been like trying to confuse me.
I had all the
And it would have
attributes.
worked because I was a child and I didn't have the brain, the fully formed, the fully developed brain, or the self-awareness to be able to, and the world awareness to be able to understand that what they're talking about.
Cockamamie.
Yeah. I would have just bought into it because at that time, because I was a child, I assumed adults knew better because I knew I was a child. So that's another form of manipulation that would have happened if I was growing up in the society today.
I really, really am glad I grew up in such a small town that was probably set back a few years because I would have been 100% in that trans boat. Because look at me, I'm not necessarily attractive, I'm not fit, so I would have instantly been like, chop off my titties and call me a boy. Like, because that's what they do to make themselves feel better. Guess what? I don't do short hair. I love my vagina. I'm staying. I don't get why you want to change.
She just said she's trans non-binary, and then she just said as a woman. I'm so confused.
Yeah, because they negate the things they're saying. Because this whole question has to do with women.
Cognitive dissonance.
But if you
The
can't even...
constant hypocrisy in one sentence was just amazing.
It's like saying this is a bike, but this is also a microphone.
Yes, and you will get mad at me because I don't believe it's a bike.
It's a fucking bike and a
Yeah.
microphone.
And then I'll get fired because I don't believe that's a bike because I can see with my own two eyes that the
Get the fuck away.
reality of the world is that is a microphone.
This is a bike as well as a microphone.
And this is when you run away. This is when you don't interact.
This is a bike and a microphone.
I choose to never interact with people like this. Because if we can't even agree on what a woman is, then it's like an atheist trying to have a debate
With life's meaning with a Christian, yeah.
with an evangelical Christian. It's just, no, it's not going to work.
It's like them talking about the meaning of life. They'll never agree on the same thing. One is to satisfy God, and the other one is to satisfy oneself in every ways possible.
And in this situation, we have the delusional and the people that live in reality.
And this is where we get that woke cult mentality.
I say woke is just more delusional.
Culty.
It's just, that's what I see it as.
It's
If you
culty.
say you're woke, if I hear any of those buzzwords, I'm going, delusions. Delusions!
I can't.
Hallelujah!
It's like literally...
Get out the demons!
It's pretending you're in a video game all the time. You can choose everything. Choose your own adventure. Choose what you're doing. Choose your name.
But
choose
you
your
can't
gender.
choose to have people to buy into your bullshit. You
God-
can't choose that people will buy into your bullshit. It
The
will
last
happen.
thing that we have that's been given to us by f***ing God is our God height. Everything else you can change. It's disgusting.
Trans women in the community, especially because they're the most at risk for hate crimes.
I also want to just
Hate crimes. Through ba-da-ba, skiddy-bop-a-dee-bop. Lesbians. Lesbians went through hate crimes.
Lesbians?
Women go through hate crimes. People who are depressed.
Anxiety.
Get rid of themselves. They talk like trans people are the only people who are really suicidal. Everyone else who says it's fake. But it's real when they say it.
God forbid it's real when I say it.
I don't buy it because I know you know
Yes, I do.
down to the depths of the blackest, deepest, flaming, fiery heat of the flames.
Dude, I know sitting there and feeling my body shut down.
Darkest, deepest parts of yourself where you just want to not exist. Begging to a God you're not even sure you believe in. Please, give me an aneurysm. Kill me. And it doesn't work.
Do you know what it's like to feel your own body shut down? Because I f***ing do. From several
victim.
different...
Victim.
But that's the thing, is these people never even kind of step down that alley.
But the reason we're saying it is not to be like, oh, poor us. Oh, feel bad for us.
No,
You do
you do the most
about us.
You do the most shallow cuts if you cut yourself. You do the most shallow ignorant shit just for attention. You put it in the most broadcasted ways and beg for people to look at you. It's disgusting. I wanted no one to acknowledge me when I did that. And yet one person did, and that was the worst thing I could have imagined in the moment. You do not know what it's like to be f***ing suicidal. You don't know what it's like to not want to be alive. So shut the f*** up and sit the f*** down. Because if you're screaming like this about that, you have no bigger issue in your life. You don't give a shit about what's between your legs. You just want to be viewed differently in the world.
And you
Get
don't
the
care
f***
about
over
the real
yourself.
victims in the world, like people who are actually starving, dying in the streets. People like this don't understand. They don't understand real suffering.
It's true.
Because they're the victim. Okay? I got misgendered. That's violence. Because now I'm going to go home and I'm going to kill myself.
But they won't do anything. That's what I'm so mad about. They won't do anything. They, like I said, they will do the shallowest of shallow things just for attention. And then people like me, people like her, people who actually give a shit about everything else and just don't want to be alive anymore. You sit here and you make all of us seem like we have such small issues when all of us have a lot of things going on and we can't even take the time to scream about how all these people are trying to kill themselves because we're too concerned about ourselves. You fucking idiots.
Those people have never understood and never seen what real suffering is. When you finally see what real suffering is in the world, when you actually see people really suffering, it makes you see things in a different way. And you realize, you know what? That person complaining about being misgendered, I don't care because people have it worse. But you know what? I'm not living in the streets. There's a lot of things, there's a lot of bad things that could be happening to us right now. There's a lot of bad things that we could be living with right now that we aren't. Why don't we, instead of being the victim, be thankful for that?
How many of you guys have
But you
willingly...
don't get attention and you don't get the pat on the back for being thankful for the things that you have.
Y'all ain't been
It's
to a
just
fucking
bitching
psych
about
ward.
the things that you don't have.
Y'all ain't been to the fucking psych ward. Y'all ain't done y'all don't know anything about what you're talking about, so shut the up and let someone who actually tried to do this kind of thing speak for 2 seconds.
And thank you, Rumble, for allowing us to release this uncensored. Like and subscribe.
I went off. Fucking idiots. Fucking idiots.